Okay, let's look at some criminological theories. We're not going to spend a lot of time in this video detailing the theories. I just want to group the theories into categories. So we basically have 5 classifications of theory, and that's just typical. There probably are limitless ways in which you can categorize them. But we're just going to look at the 5 major groups of theories. So the first group we're going to look at is what's referred to as the classical school or classical criminology, and then a revision of classical school known as neoclassical. So these two don't come together very closely in time. On a timeline of theories, neoclassical will come later down the road after we've tried other theories or adopted these other ideas, and we wanted to come back to the original ideas under classical school code. We talk about them together because they have the same key principles and they have a lot in common. So we're just going to group them together. Classical criminology, you'll also hear the terms choice theory, deterrence theory. Routine activities theory is a specific example of a neoclassical theory. So let's talk about the key principles. So under both of these theories, we're making a couple of assumptions. Number one, that humans are fundamentally rational. Most human behavior results from free will, and that's coupled with a rational choice. And then finally, we're talking in these theories with the assumption that pain and pleasure are the central determining factors of human behavior. So when we think about deterrence theory, we're thinking about the idea that we can deter people from committing crime, or people are deterred from committing crime, when the pleasure from committing the crime is outweighed by the pain or consequence of getting caught committing that crime. The second group, or the third group, technically, are biological theories. So here's some examples of biological theories. The very earliest, the atavistic man or atavism, the super male syndrome, an extra Y chromosome, Sheldon's body types. So the key principles of biological theories. Number one, the basic determinants of human behavior, including crime, are genetically based. Number two, the determinants of human behavior, again, including crime, can be passed from one generation to the next. And then much of human conduct is fundamentally rooted in instinctive behavioral responses, characteristics, or characteristic of all biology. So one kind of tagline we use when we talk about biological theories is the assumption that criminals are born, not made. So it's their biology, their constitution that makes them criminal. The next class of theories is psychological theories. I've included Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory. We'll always, talk about Sigmund Freud with psychology or psychiatry. One will point out he's not a criminologist. He's talking about psychiatry, but we adapted his psychoanalytic theory. And if you've taken a general psych class, you've learned about the id, the ego, and the superego. That's not the only psychological theory. It's just the kind of one of the most common or talked about. The key principles of psychological theories. Number one, the personality is the major motivational element within individuals because it's the seat of our drives. It's also the source of our motives. And crimes result from abnormal, dysfunctional, or inappropriate mental processes within that personality. And one of the areas in which we put a lot of supremacy with theories, right or wrong, is the sociological theories. And those can be broken down into structure theories or process theories, and I've given you a couple of examples of each. The key principles of sociological theories. Number one, social groups, institutions, the arrangements of society, and social roles all provide the proper focus for criminological study. So we want to study crime, we need to study society. Number two, group dynamics, group organization, subgroup relationships form the nexus out of which crime develops. And then finally, the structure of society and its relative degree of organization or disorganization are important factors contributing to criminal behavior. So there you go. Those are the 5 major classifications of theories. No, I didn't talk about all single theories out there or list them. This is just a really quick introduction into criminological theory.